Good morning, Dr. Sinha.
Yeah, good morning, madam. Good morning, Dr. Singh.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Good morning.
We'll start in. It is all 2 more minutes.
Good morning, Dr. Sinha.
Good morning.
How many have joined now?
48.
48. I can ask the people.
Shall we begin the program, sir?
Yeah, please, sir. It's already 9:30. I think we can start.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very good morning to all the dignitaries, faculties, staff, students, and all the participants who have joined for this webinar on this virtual platform. On behalf of CSIR-CFTRI MISO, I, Ms. Jyoti K, extend a very warm welcome to you all for this two-day workshop on innovative and healthy snacks. To begin with the session, I request Sri Manilal P, Head, Planning, Monitoring and Coordination Department, CSIR-CFTRI, to formally welcome the dignitaries and participants and also to brief about the webinar. Over to Manilal, sir, please.
Thank you, Ms. Jyoti. Very good morning to all. Respected Chief Guest of the webinar, Dr. R.K. Sinha, sir, Head CSIR Human Resource Development Center, Ghaziabad, who is also steering the CSIR Integrated Skill Development Program, an ambitious initiative launched by CSIR since 2018, dovetailing with the government program Skill India, implemented across 37 labs across the country. Respected Director Madam, Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh, Dr. Ibyama Singh, Head Traditional Food and Sensory Sciences Department, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, Head Information Publicity Department, and faculties of this webinar, students, my dear colleagues, HODs, and also the team who are working to make this webinar successful. We are extremely happy to host today's webinar, Innovative and Healthy Snacks, tuned to meet the rising demand for healthy and novel snacks, supplementing the well-being of the consumer. It is our humble belief that CSIR-CFTRI would be able to impart critical training to aspiring entrepreneurs and startups in the country. As you all are aware that snacking is part and parcel of our culture, practiced by generations, and the program would be able to add another dimension to be successful for all of you, or the participants, as a startup in the market as well. We have today 70 plus participants with almost 50% from southern states, and CFTR is making all its efforts to reach out to other states. It is our sincere belief that there is an untapped potential to meet the demand for high quality food products in the market, including export markets. On behalf of CSIR-CFTRI, I would like to welcome all the dignitaries, faculties, and participants for the 2 days webinar organized under the banner of Integrated CSIR Skill Initiative. CSIR-CFTRI has already created a niche in skilling professionals and entrepreneurs at various levels. We train almost all aspects of food processing with its 16 R&D department, large number of pilot plant, and CFTRI is one of the referral food laboratory of the country under FSSAI, sophisticated instrumentation facility for conducting shelf life and sensory studies. Literally, one could rather term it as a one-stop center for global food technology in the country, working over the last 7 decades. The institute has built a strong ecosystem for skill development, especially in the recent time. This includes farmer-centric program, cluster development program, National Skill Development Corporation aligned programs, 5 days program for working professional. Institute also support technology transfer, contract research, and incubation facility. We also initiated few digital platforms to connect with the entrepreneurs, which include free technology portal, SME corner, and food machinery portal. All are available with our website. Without getting more into the details, it would be a great privilege and pleasure to introduce dignitaries of this session. The chief guest, Dr. R.K. Sinha, obtained his doctorate in high temperature superconductors from IIT Banaras Hindu University and served prestigious organizations such as DRDO, Central Electronics Limited, a pioneer in solar photovoltaic to meet the global standards before joining to CSIR. Started his career with the R&D on advanced ceramics and later with the strategic material production for defense applications. He was instrumental for cadmium zinc singles crystal technology transfer from DRDO while in CEL. In CSIR, he was taking the responsibility of managing mega R&D program while interfacing with the Parliament Standing Committee on Science and Technology, CAG officers, etc. before he took over as the head of CSIR HRDC. CSIR HRDC is a very unique organization which is engaged in training, grooming, and augmenting capabilities of scientists, technologists, technical and administrative staff of CSIR labs, and most of us are beneficiaries of such programs. Currently is also functioning as a member of the subcommittee of CSIR reorientation for making CSIR serve industry more effectively. He is also secretary of CSIR Sports Promotion Board. In his official capacity, he was able to introduce 2 newer events as CSIR sports tournaments are held annually with the participation of staff and students from 37 labs. Dr. Sinha sir created a huge ambience and belief in each one of us with his strategic vision and meticulous thinking. That is how he made all the 37 labs happy by getting the CSIR Skill Development Program 2020-25. That is for a 5-year period approved under this testing type. Hope it would be a great confidence for the young aspirants that his leadership has delivered a robust platform for catalyzing the growth story for the country with a strong SMT background. Many of you are aware CSIR work across all the disciplines, and I hope we will be able to share the vision of the CSIR with the participants who have joined for this webinar. On behalf of Director CSIR-CFTRI and all the team, I would like to welcome you, sir, for this function and expressing sincere thanks for being with us. In these few words, on behalf of the organizers, I would like to welcome our Director CFTRI to this function. We are really honored to have you with us today morning. Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh is an accomplished food technologist with both masters and doctorate from CFTRI. After joining to the institute in 91, she worked in various capacities before taking over as a director. In 96-98, she was a DAD fellow in Institute of Microbiology, Hanover, Germany. Her primary interest has been protein structure function activity, basic studies, enzymes, food ingredients, nutraceuticals, and technologies for combating malnutrition. The successful technologies have been transferred to industry, which include amylase-rich energy food, soy protein hydrolysates, heat-resistant sesame seeds, and supplementary food for SAM children. It has been transferred to over 40 plus entrepreneurs. One of our current research focus is the alternate protein sources and novel food ingredients. She was INF Craft Fellow, Indo-Finland Exchange Program, and a speaker in Knowledge Summit held in Lyon, France in 2019. She has been associated as an expert or chairperson with the Bureau of Indian Standards, FSSAI, and NABI, and many other interministerial committees. With this brief introduction, on behalf of the organizers, I would like to welcome you, Madam, to this inaugural session. And we are very thankful to you for your kind presence to motivate all of us, including all the participants. And also, it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ibyama Singh, Chief Scientist and Head, Traditional Food and Sensory Science Department, who is the mainstay of this program. He has been a real motivator for all the young entrepreneurs. Also, apart from his R&D activities, Institute farmer-centric training programs are steered by Dr. Singh, an extensive traveler attending many conferences and workshops across the country, including Northeast. Yesterday night only returned after attending the Northeast Summit in Food Processing, Shillong Summit. I welcome you, Dr. Singh, to this. Also, formally, I would like to welcome all the participants across the country attending the sessions. It will be a pleasure to have all of you with our faculty and expert. I would like to welcome all the HODs, scientists, faculties of the training program, students, and our own startups who have joined this session. It will be my pleasure to welcome my colleague, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, Head INP, and also other team members who have made it to happen along with the colleagues from Computer Center, Information Publicity, and other department. Wishing all the best for all the participants. Thank you once overall.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for welcoming the gathering on this virtual platform, for briefing about the webinar, and also sharing the overview of skill development programs organized by the Institute. Moving on to the next part of the workshop, I request Dr. Ibyam Singh, Head Traditional Food and Sensory Science Department, CSIR-CFTRI, to deliver his talk on the importance of healthy snacks. Over to Dr. Ibyam Singh, sir, please.
Good morning to all. So, respected chief guest, Dr. R.K. Sinha, Head CSR Human Resource Development Center, Ghaziabad, and a respected Director, CSIR-CFTRI, Dr. Shri Devi Annapurna Singh, and Shri P. Manilan, Head Planning and Monitoring and Coordination, CFTRI, Dr. Ramesh, Head INP Department, and the training organizer, participants who are participating online. It is my great privilege to say some words in the importance of healthy snacks in this inaugural session of the 2 days webinar series on innovative and healthy snacks. We know that we have a 3 square meals. We consume daily our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And in between that, sometimes we feel hungry, and because of the hungry, we may have a lot of problem in the concentration and many other activities. So in that, snack has invented. So snack is described as a small quantity of food eaten between meals or in place of a meal. Sometimes we call the mini meal. Snack foods may be differentiated from the breakfast food. Generally, breakfast foods have high moisture content and are consumed within a short interval after preparation. Like example, dosa, idli, chapati, paratha, rice bath, upama, vada, like this. Also, such foods are enjoyed in the freshly prepared hot condition. So in the case of snack food, it is generally comprised mainly of low moisture, packaged food like bakery products, ready to eat mix, chips, namkeen, roasted and coated nuts, roasted dal grams, bars, and are light processed food. Also, breakfast foods are converted nowadays is innovative snack foods like ready to consume upama, rice bath, pohe, ready to consume pohe, dry gulam jamun, etc. So those breakfast food is converted into the snacks items as innovative products. Mostly now deep fried snacks are fast growing segment of the traditional food industries because of the high fat is a lot of health problem. So that's why it's so healthy snacks come into the picture. Some ways that snack can be beneficial in the diet are they can increase the nutrient intake, sustain the energy level, help the body recover from exercise, give individual plenty of healthy options. Certain snack can help improve the quality of a diet. So healthy snacks, today's topic, today's the webinar is all focus on the healthy snacks. So we Indians are crazy whenever it comes to new snacks coming in the market. Many people avoid snacks because they are afraid of their property like a weight gain. So people hesitate to take the snacks item. However, a healthy snack can offer a health benefit. It can be included in the weight loss plan also. The trick is to choose the snack, a mixed carbohydrate, protein, and healthy fats. So that consumer has to select the right type of snacks as a healthy, and the aim is to consume in between the meals. So importance of the health. Today's talking is in the importance of health. First is the increase the nutrient intakes. So most of the snacks item mostly carbohydrate, all these things. But in this healthy snacks, it is a combination of all the nutrient what we need. For example, the fruits and vegetable will give some of the vitamin and C and minerals. You know the vitamin C important as in the health. So then a low cheese yogurt, low fat cheese yogurts, the whole grain crackers, low fat dairy foods. So these are all the ingredient of the healthy snacks item. So this will give the increase the nutrient intakes. Another one, appetite control. So in between the meals, sometimes people very hungry. They used to consume lot of food in the either on the dinner or lunch. So to avoid the heavy eating, so that's why in between this will decrease the intake of the lunch and dinner. So there is this is called the appetite control. They increase the energy. Most of the sugars are giving the immediately energy and they come down then. But in the healthy snacks item, the energy will be maintained, sustained throughout the days like this. So better concentration. So this will give the more concentration, particularly those who are in the students in the classroom and these things. So when once hungry, they may lose their concentration. So by the healthy snacks, they will give the more concentration in their performance and these things. So in that case, eating a variety of food, consuming less salt. Only in the health food, what we have to take care of this. Eating a variety of food and consuming less salt and sugars and saturated and industrially produced trans fat, saturated vanaspati and this thing, industrially produced trans fats and are essential for healthy diet. So whenever we formulate the healthy snacks, we have to take care of this point to reduce these ingredients. So industrial scenario is like this: the snack industry of India is the most promising and a booming segment of the fast-moving consumer goods in category. Consumer always prefer healthier and flavorful option in the food market. Besides, snacks are more popular with the younger generation. India has one of the world's highest number of younger population, 2/3 of the population younger. So there is a rise in the demand for snacks in India. That's why the startup entrepreneurs have a lot of opportunity in this business as a snack producing. It is driving the companies to operate in this segment profitably. So there is a lot of potential in this project. According to the Renault Research latest report, the India snacks market is expected to reach $23.36 billion by 2026. As a consumer interest in snack increasing, they are also demanding healthy snack. Indian healthy snack market is growing due to the following factors: like lifestyle changes, rising urbanization, growing middle class population, local availability of snack in the small packages and sizes, low price. Company strategies to focus on the regional tastes. So Indian snack companies are now producing sugar-free, ketogenic, low carbohydrate products and healthy convenience foods. Consumers are very, very clever these days. They ensure to read authentic information on the packaging and innovative products. So hence, brands have to attempt hard to ensure quality and nutritional standards. To ensure its productive outputs, brands have to invest in research like in CFTRI and conclude with the authentic and exciting health facts of the all day with this one. CFTRI, CSIR-CFTRI is a powerhouse of healthy and innovative healthy snack technologies for both vegetarian and non-vegetarian or fermented and non-fermented snack foods. The technology in this workshop by the respective faculty members. I wish the participant will get a maximum benefit from this workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for throwing light on the importance of healthy snacks from the good health point of view. I'm sure that the participants are enlightened by your talk. Now, moving on to the next part of the program, we have distinguished guest, Dr. R.K. Sinha, head from CSIR Human Resource Development, Ghaziabad, present here on this virtual platform. Human Resource Development Center is a central training establishment of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. The center is engaged in training of scientists, technologists, technical and administrative staff of CSIR constituents. Now, I request Dr. R.K. Sinha to formally inaugurate the workshop and deliver his inaugural remarks. Over to Dr. R.K. Sinha, sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning. Dr. Sridevi and Purna Singh, CSIR-CFTRI. Dr. I. Singh, the head of Traditional Food and Sensory Science Development Division. Sri Manilal is the head of the PMC. Colleagues, participants, ladies and gentlemen, I really feel privileged to be amongst you in the inaugural session of the workshop that is on the innovative and healthy snacks. I thank Dr. Sridevi and the CSIR-CFTRI team for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts related to skill development, particularly on the food technology. As you all aware that CSIR has been contributing significantly towards the progress of the scientific and technological development in the country in the various domains like oceanography, geophysics, chemicals, drugs, genomics, biotechnology, nanotechnology, mining, aeronautics, instrumentation. You just name the subject except the nuclear and the defense, and CSIR is there. And that also includes the environmental engineering, information technology, and the food technology, and of course the human resource development. So since inception, we are engaged in the human resource development in the various forms, and contributing significantly towards you can say the human resources science and technology, that is called HRST. So since 1942, we are working on that. So as far as the skill development program is concerned, as I just mentioned, the CSIR has been contributing and they have developed a number of technologies, processes, and they are contributing towards training and enhancing their skills, but not in a very formulated and concerted efforts. Individually, labs were doing that. With the present government, they have started giving concentration and focus on the skill development as a program. So the Government of India initiated this Skill India mission, and taking cue from that, the CSIR also embarked upon this scheme. And in fact, you know, if all of you are aware and agree with me that skill development enhances both people's capacities to work and their opportunity also at the work. So the prosperity of any country depends ultimately on the number of persons who are in the active employment and how productive they are at work. So that is basically through this we are contributing to enhancing the national innovation system of the country. So as I just mentioned that taking cue from the National Skill Mission, CSIR has conceptualized this integrated skill initiative somewhere in 2016. And that was the first phase, and then which aim was that to provide high-end skilling and reskilling training by various labs in the different domains of industrial service sectors. And important of the important domains were their engineering services, agriculture, chemical, mining, leather technology, biotechnology, food, water technology, and rural waste. When we have associated with this, then we came to know how diverse expertise exists in CSIR. Starting from the IHBT who are providing skill to the gardeners. And I was surprised when I was interacting with the director of IHBT that even the gardener who takes the season to cut the plants, that also needs skill. And even if we are maintaining our pots in our kitchen garden and all this thing, that also needs skill. And similarly in the food. So how we are contributing, that's really tremendous contribution for the country as we feel. So by this, we are also contributing for the benefit of the society, and that includes the increasing employability also. Just want to reiterate the objectives of the program of the Skill India Mission, which we are currently in the second phase of this, which we started in April 2020. So the major objectives cover that catering to diverse cross-section of the people from school dropouts to farmers to ITI to diploma holders, graduates, and the necessary technological skills at the various levels. So I don't think any other program in India which can cover right from the school dropouts to the engineering graduates. So that is really an achievement. And then we are implementing the identified skill upskilling training programs for societal benefits, and then creating a certified talent pool and contribute towards the national skill mission. And promoting entrepreneurship, technopreneurship through these skilling programs, where CFTRI certainly is taking a lead. Now, presently, HRDC is the nodal for CSIR Integrated Skill Initiative Program. And we are coordinating and facilitating the skill development activity across all CSIR laboratories. And you will be surprised that this, the massive program is supported by only two persons, that is Vinay, and Niti is the technical officer. And I hope we are doing it in a efficient manner. And if there is any problem, please feel free to contact us. Any person who was attending this program or the other way also. So just a few statistics. In the first phase of CSIR Integrated Skill Initiative, that was during 18 to 20, sorry, around 36,000 participants were trained through 1,600 skilling and reskilling training programs. In the second phase, already we have, which we have started in April 2020, we have trained already 46,000 participants. Although because of the pandemic, the pace is rather slow, but still you can appreciate that we have trained 46,000 participants till date through 600 programs. Now, as we all know that CFTRI is one of the pioneer research institute in the area of food science and technology in the country, and it has been in the forefront of addressing many societal challenges by providing innovative solutions, whether we are facing any natural calamities and or as a certifying agency. I recall some 10 years ago when I was in Director General Technical Cell during Professor Brahmachari's busy tenure. We got a request letter from one of the importers of the palm oil, and they told that, sir, our vessel is lying on the port and we are not getting clearance from the CFTRI. So then I contacted that person and I told him why you want a certification for CFTRI. So that person told me, sir, CFTRI is the only institute. The moment the vessel comes to the port, the food officers take the sample from the port, from the vessel, send it to CFTRI. Unless CFTRI certifies that it is good for import, then only the vessel can be offloaded. So there was some problem during this CSIR program of the CFTRI, but it was solved within a day or two. So then we came to know about the importance of the CFTRI. Now, as a part of CSIR Integrated Skill Initiative Program, CFTRI, of course, they are organizing many industry-oriented programs. And again, there are some statistics like CFTRI has already trained more than 3,500 participants through 120 programs across the country. And I hope that this dip is maybe because of the pandemic, and it will take place in the coming years. That we are coming to normal as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. So I'm really happy to see the progress made by the CFTRI under the project. Now, a couple of things which I recall my association with the CFTRI in a way that how it has impacted the society. Some time back, I recall we have from headquarters, when I was in headquarters before 2019, we have conducted an industry meeting in Guwahati. And Dr. I Singh was representing CFTRI there. And I was privileged to get introduced to some of the self-help groups in Guwahati and other parts of the Northeast. And when I met them, I just saw the respect on their faces and the love and affection towards Dr. Singh. I don't think any scientist can have the satisfaction more than this. So the satisfaction which I have observed in Dr. Singh's face and the kind of respect they have shown, that is the really tremendous achievement for the CFTRI. Another just few couple of weeks ago, when I was a member of a selection committee for the school children for innovative for innovation that IPU conducts in the headquarters, and there I was the only in CSIR member, and others are from outside CSIR. The snacks and the food served by IPU were all from CFTRI. And the chairman and all the members were so appreciative of the products. So they were so appreciative that Dr. Viva Malhotra, who is the head of the IPU, they got packed one bag to each and every member there. So that was the achievement which CFTRI is contributing towards the country. Now, as far as the some message is concerned, I think we cannot have the conducive environment which we are passing through nowadays under dynamic leadership of Dr. Mande. So any innovative idea coming from any corner, any innovative idea, new things, it will be supported by Dr. Mande. So funds are, I cannot comment on the funds, but if it is a very, very innovative, certainly DG will help in arranging the funds. As you might have noticed that this year also there was a cut in the funds from the Government of India because of the COVID and all. But for this particular program, we could convince DG, and the first year the funds were got approved from the HQR-RF, that is the headquarters research fund. So that is the importance of the scheme also. If we could able to convince DG, but this year the situation are normal, so this year we got fund from the normal Government of India funds. And I'm happy to share that the restrictions of the 20% expenditure by the Government of India, that also have been removed now. So whatever the allocation we have got under the Skill India initiative, that can be spent. And I urge all the coordinators through this who are listening, and particularly CFTRI, that whatever the allocation you have got, please spend that. Please spend that. So there is now no restriction on that. So if you haven't received the funds, please let us know. Vinay and Niti will work on that, and we will work with the finance department of headquarters, and we'll get the funds for this. So this with these few words, once again, I am really thankful to Dr. Sridevi, Director CFTRI, and the whole team of the CFTRI, that you have given me the opportunity to share some of my thoughts. And thank you once again, and all the best for the success of this 2 days also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inaugural remarks and sharing your views on the focus of skill development program across the nation to reach out to the society in the area of science and technology. Now, moving on to the next part of the program, I request our Honorable Director, Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh, to render the presidential remarks. Over to Madam, please.
A very good morning to all. And thank you, Dr. Sinha, for the very reassuring words about CFTRI and CSIR. Definitely, it has been very, very supportive, and we are very anxious to play an important role in skill initiative programs across the country, because there is a huge number of women, especially, and self-help groups who want to get into food processing, and that has been a traditional part of our activities in our country. So they feel reassured to actually get into food processing also. And many micro, small, medium enterprises are existing. So if we can hone their skills so that they make a little more profit and a better living for themselves, as well as improve the export scenario of the country, which is also the focus of our government, it would be a great thing. And we continue to do that. So definitely this workshop on innovative and healthy snacks, I feel personally, is very timely and appropriate, because snacking has been a part of the Indian diet and nobody is going to change that. In fact, the time between 5 and 7 in the night, pre-dinner, is one time when the whole family sits together and eat a lot of snacks. And like Dr. I. Singh said earlier, that it is higher in sugar and other things. It is not really meant as a meal, which means that it is an appetizer breaker. But at the same time, the way these snacks are made, usually we use refined flours. The simple reason is that we are processing these snacks and keeping them for a longer time. Therefore, they are low in moisture, which means that the whole grains are seldom used. It is always the refined flours like maida, rice flour, which are used. And again, it is very region specific. So locally available, easily available raw materials are used. And this has risen to a mind-boggling array of snacks that are available all over India. Nevertheless, they're called by the same name. So you have a kova, which is different in Dharwad, which is different in Mysore and everywhere else, but it is called by the same name. It has many different characteristics. The important thing about all of this, if there is a commonality, is that it is high in fat, because usually they are deep fried, they are high in sugar, and they are high in salt. All these three today have raised the alarm bells in our country, because 1 in 4 is soon diabetic. We are the global leaders in cardiovascular disease and many other health associated problems that comes from obesity, because we are leading sedentary lifestyles. We don't get sufficient physical exercise. At the same time, there is a lot of stress, especially in the urban areas. It is catching up in the rural areas also, because of money crunch and supply chain problems, which means that many of our population are going through a bad health phase, which is ultimately reflecting on our GDP and the health burden of the country. But food habits don't change easily. And so we need to innovate and make sure that these snacks have the traditional taste, at the same time they are healthier. And I think even our younger population has realized this, and there is a huge demand. In fact, just savory snacks, if we take in India, by 2026, it is expected to reach around 13 billion US dollars. So it is a huge market and opportunity for the food industry as well as the consumers. But we need to make sure that there is a small change in the way we snack. Further, because of the kind of health burden that is there today, healthcare professionals often are advocating small and frequent meals, which means that snacking is important, and it is not a good idea even for Weight Watchers to go hungry for a longer period of time. They should eat something in between meals. So another problem is because of the processing and the long shelf life, many of these snacks are having a lot of additives. And today we do realize that these additives are also causing a lot of health burden, especially if we are consuming it over a longer period of time. So in taking all this into consideration, I do feel that this webinar is very timely, and I thank HRDC for the support that they have given us. And I especially thank today's chief guest, Dr. R.K. Sinha, for sparing his valuable time to be with us today. And I'm sure the participants and our faculty will have very useful interactions. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for sharing the perspectives about the innovative and healthy snacks. And I'm sure that the participants are benefited by your address. Coming to the conclusion part of the session, I request Dr. Parigi Ramesh Kumar, Head, Department of Information and Publicity, to render vote of thanks. Over to Ramesh Kumar, sir, please.
Very good morning to all. Respected Dr. R.K. Sinha, Head HRDG, Ghaziabad CSIR-CFTRI, Chief Guest of today's webinar on innovative and healthy snacks, and our Director, Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh, and my senior colleagues, and other scientific staff and registered participants of this important training program. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the Institute, we would like to thank Dr. Sinha for gracing this function as a chief guest and giving his remarks on the importance of CSIR Integrated Skill Initiative with the different skill development training programs conducted across India and also in various CSIR labs with the database. So we are extremely indebted to you, sir. In spite of your busy schedule, you graced this webinar. Thank you, sir. So we are also thankful to our director, Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh, for presiding over the function and delivering the insight of healthy snacks in her presidential remarks and guiding us with her constant support to make this event grand success. Thank you, madam. As you know, this webinar, Innovative and Healthy Snacks, cannot happen without the support and encouragement of Sri P. Manilal, Head PMC and also IT and CS for meticulous planning and minute-to-minute program and also arranging this function by online through virtual mode and also welcoming the gathering to this seminar. Thank you, sir. So my sincere thanks to Dr. N.G. Ibuyama Singh for providing the importance of healthy snacks and potential in Indian market in initial remark. Thank you, Dr. Singh, sir. So also my thanks to my fellow colleagues from PMC, Raghunandan, Computer Center, Suresh, Manohar, Geetesh Menon, Sanjay Lal and Jyoti for MS Office team arrangements for this function and Chetan Bhatt for photography. My special thanks to Jyoti for nicely comparing this program. Not the least, we are really thankful to all registered participants who are in virtual mode for making this event a grand success. So I conclude by thanking one and all for their participation and we will adjourn for 10 minutes for breakup of tea. After 10 minutes, we will again reconvene for this webinar. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind, Jai Vignan.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Singh. Thank you, Dr. Manilal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We just tell again 10. We'll meet at
Dear participants, we will break for 10 minutes and I request